Our movie starts with a video of a happy family. The mother is singing to her children to help them sleep while the father is recording them. Then we see the father alone with his two kids, Elias and Lukas. He drops them off at their mother's place but doesn't go in with them, telling them that their mother probably doesn't want to see him right now. Elias and Lukas enter the house and search for their mother until they find her sitting in a strange room. She's surprised that they arrived early and her face is covered with a mask, which scares them. She apologizes for her frightening appearance, explaining that she had some changes done to her face and asks them to keep it a secret. Later, they go to their room and the mother follows them, giving them a new toy. She tells them to follow the house rules, such as no running or shouting and not to have friends over. She also asks them not to open the curtains because sunlight is bad for her skin. She instructs them not to enter her office, her bedroom, or the barn. Lukas starts to protest, but she cuts him off and insists they follow her instructions. They're puzzled by her behavior, and Lukas gives her a drawing he made, telling her he misses her. After a while, the three of them sit together to watch TV. Later, the mother takes them to bed, tells them a story, and leaves. Before she goes, Elias asks her to sing the song she used to sing to them, but she refuses, saying he is too old for that now. After she leaves, Elias tells his brother he feels their mother has changed and doesn't love them anymore, but his brother reassures him that she is still their mother and will always love them. The next day, Elias sees the barn and decides to go in with his brother. Inside, they find a bucket with a blood-stained cloth and wood with a hole and blood in it. Before they can leave, their mother catches them and scolds Elias. He falls and gets hurt, but she doesn't care and tells them they can go outside again, then leaves. The kids feel something is wrong. Back in the house, Lukas tends to Elias's wound. That night, Lukas wakes up terrified and sees his mother talking on the phone, telling someone that her son went to the barn, suspects something, and that she needs to get them out of the house because she can't keep pretending. At that moment, she hears a noise and looks around but finds nothing. Lukas had quickly run back to bed before she could see him. The next day, Lukas tells Elias about what he heard and mentions that their mom doesn't want them there. Their mom's phone rings, and when they try to see who's calling, they can't figure it out. They follow her to the room to eavesdrop but don't hear anything. Later, they search her room and notice she's hidden all their photos and turned them face down. They place a wireless device under her bed to listen to her. Suddenly, their mom enters the room, but they hide before she sees them. They notice the drawing Lukas gave her is thrown in the trash, which upsets him. They're even more puzzled when they see their mom smoking, even though she hated smoking. Before bed, she changes her mask to another one, but the kids don't see this. The next morning, Lukas discusses with Elias what they saw, and Lukas says he feels like she's not their mom. They start focusing on her facial features and notice her eye color is different. Later, their mom knocks on their door, but they refuse to let her in. She tells them she wants to mend their relationship and has prepared a nice dinner for them, but they tell her they're not hungry and decide to call their dad. At night, their mom bursts into their room, yelling at them for calling their dad. She forcibly takes the phone from them, breaks it, and gives it back to them in pieces, screaming at them before leaving. They put something heavy behind their door to keep her from opening it again. That night, Elias sneaks out of the room and finds their mom relaxing in the bathtub with a face mask on. He quietly approaches her and tries to remove the mask, but she senses him, so he runs back to the room, blocks the door, and hides. She follows him and tells him from behind the door that she's not mad, but they still don't open the door, which angers her more. She grabs a rod, breaks the door, and gets in. When Elias tells her she's not their mom, she gets furious and slaps him hard enough to injure him. She forces him under a cold shower to make him say she is his mom. Elias finally says it because he can't stand the cold water. That night, their mother finds a wound on her leg and starts peeling her skin off until she's completely skinned, looking terrifying. But this turns out to be a nightmare. Lukas tells Elias and they escape the house. They find a nearby house, but it's abandoned, so they go inside and sleep there. In the middle of the night, Elias wakes up but doesn't find Lukas next to him. He gets up to look for him and suddenly sees their mom in a terrifying form breaking the glass and coming towards him. This turns out to be another dream. Elias wakes up and find the police in the house. The kids tell them everything that happened. The police assure them they will take them somewhere safe where no one can hurt them. They all leave the house, and on the way, the kids notice the police are taking them to their mom's house. She comes out without wearing a mask, greets them, and takes them from the police, treating them normally. The kids then go up to their room. At that point, the mother convinced the police that the kids were really hers, and they believed her, then left. She went to the children and told them she would make them love her by force. Then she went to her room and started crying. The next day, the mother woke up to find herself tied to the bed with the kids next to her. They were the ones who tied her up, and asks her about their real mother, pointing out that their mom's eye color was different from hers. She told them that she used to wear colored contacts for work. Elias went to get cold water and poured it on her to make her confess where their mother was, but she insisted that she was their mother. Elias then brought the drawing she had torn and told her that no real mother would do that. She broke down trying to gain their sympathy, claiming she was their mother, but they weren't convinced. They went to look for her bag to check for the contact lenses. When Lukas found the bag, he got nervous and told Elias he didn't find anything in it, urging him to leave the house quickly. But Elias felt sorry for her and went back inside. The mother promised to be a good mom and asked him to untie her because she was in pain. Just then, Lukas came in and stopped him from untying her, covering her mouth to silence her. They packed their bags to leave, but then they saw the police outside the house. Elias opened the door and told them she had left. The mother tried to scream and free herself, but she couldn't, and the police left. The children then left the house after Lukas called a cab. Before the cab arrived, Elias went back into the house without Lukas and searched the mother's bag, finding the contacts. He quickly went to free her. She told him she wasn't mad but wanted him to come with her to a place. They went out of the room and didn't find Lukas. They left the house, and the mother took Elias to the barn. She showed him the blood and the hole in the wall upstairs, reminding him of what he did in the past. She made him remember that he had accidentally shot his brother with a rifle. Elias broke down and accidentally pushed his mother off the second floor. Suddenly, the barn caught fire, but Elias managed to escape. He then imagined his mother and brother comforting him, telling him he was strong and that it wasn't his fault. And that's it. If you like this recap, hit like, share, and subscribe to our channel to keep seeing content like this one. If you have any requests or thoughts, drop them below in the comment section, and we will see you at the next one. Peace out.